Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
As it pertains in the country, I do believe that you have already said your prayers, so my assumption is that this meeting is already blessed. In case you did not, but I pronounce blessings upon you and blessings upon this meeting. Without wasting much of time, we're already behind. Honorable Minister of Labor, allow me to yield the floor to you after he has done his presentation, some of which will be beamed on the screen. Then our colleagues from the media will be given the opportunity to ask questions. Honorable Minister of Labor, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Minister of Information and Digitization, Honorable Moses, I didn't know you are Kalonga Shawa. Okay, first time. So the case for that. Honorable Moses Kunkuyu, and then the Secretary for Information, Mr. Bodwin Chiamwaka, the Secretary for Labor, Madam Chunano Musa, and also the ED for Teveta and the board chairperson, Mr. Erwin Sichiola, and also the Mr. Tembo, the board chairman for Teveta, the President for Malawi Congress and Trade Union, Mr. Kunchenga, also representative from the Employers Consultative Association Committee of Malawi, and all senior officials from government and ministry, distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, let me welcome you to this press briefing, which has been called with the aim of informing the nation about recent developments on employment and labor matters, particularly on labor inspections to promote labor rights in the country to achieve inclusive growth and decent work for all. I will also provide an update on human capital development, which is an enabler under Malawi 2063 in relation to technical and vocational education and training. I'll also touch on Malawi's obligations and active participation at international level, as well as milestones this far achieved. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and members of the press, as I've said before, the mandate of my ministry is derived from the labor laws and regulations and other policies, including the following. First, the Labor Relations Act that promotes sound labor relations through protection and promotion of freedom of association, the encouragement of effective collective bargaining, and the promotion of orderly and expeditious dispute settlement conducive to social justice and economic development. Number two, the Employment Act, which establishes, reinforces, and regulates minimum standards of employment with the purpose of ensuring equity necessary for enhancing industrial peace, economic growth, and social justice. The third one, the Occupational Safety, Health and Welfare Act. The fourth one, the Workers' Compensation Act. And then the fifth one, the Pensions Act 2023, which provides for placing on pension all deserving employees specified by the Act. Enforcement by the Ministry is done through labor inspections. These laws empower my ministry to check compliance on a number of issues, including contracts of employment. The ministry can inspect contracts of employment for individuals, working hours, minimum wage, safety and health standards, and employee rights. Where there is imminent risk of serious personal injury, the law allows issuance of a prohibition notice to suspend activities until matters relating to the issuance of the stop order have been remedied. Now, I want to clarify this. A prohibition notice does not mean closure of a company, but rather suspension of operations for a specified period of time. And for a company, no, we've never closed any company, but we suspended operations of some companies until they rectified the thing that we found to be imminent danger to the employees. But depending on the gravity of the violations, legal action can be taken against those violations. Others can even be arrested if need be. The government of Malawi does recognize and appreciate the important role employers play in national development by providing access to goods and services and employment opportunities for our population. Employers play a vital role in promoting decent work and ensuring that workers' rights are protected, as enshrined in the International Labour Organization's multilateral framework. Labor is one of the important factors in production that must be nurtured to effectively sustain business growth and national development. It is a well-known fact that a workforce that feels secure, valued, protected, and empowered will enhance productivity of business and growth. While we celebrate the contributions of our employers who have exemplified their commitment to national development, employers should aim to strike a right balance between maintaining profitable business and upholding ethos of decent work, respecting workers' well-being. We therefore need to see workplace environments that are promoting business growth, while at the same time ensuring our workers' rights and livelihoods are protected, not otherwise. Malawi government is a member of ILO Governing Board, the Executive Council supervising application of international labor standards. Government is therefore working within the framework of the ILO's Declaration on Fundamental Principles and Rights at Work, 1998, and the Decent Work Agenda. These international standards provide us with comprehensive framework for promoting decent work, including respect for workers' rights, fair treatment, and safe working conditions. Decent work is not merely about having a job. It calls for provision of fair wages, fair, safe working conditions, access to social protection, ensuring gender equality, and respect for fundamental principles and rights at work backed by social dialogue. This will only be practical with full and active participation and contribution of all stakeholders. As government, we are committed to ensuring an inclusive labor market, an atmosphere where social dialogue is an integral part of our policy making. I'm happy today to report that in the spirit of tripartism, there is continuous engagement among social partners, and we are working together to strengthen our social dialogue structures. For example, the Tripartite Labor Advisory Council. This is comprised by government, trade unions, as well as employers. This government understands that social dialogue is a pillar towards promoting decent employment, which is key to sustainable and inclusive development. I acknowledge ECAM and MCTU for tirelessly working with government in promoting decent work in Malawi by creating a platform for employers and workers to engage on employment and labor matters. Your services are critical in taking our national development forward. Together, let us continue advancing the cause for decent work and social justice. As part of my ministry's commitment to safeguarding workers' rights and ensuring that every Malawian worker enjoys conducive working environment, I have personally participated in a number of announced inspections of workplaces. There is a reason why I took that personal initiative. We have so far visited CPFs, Topmax, Malata, NT Plastics, and several other companies. In Kadabe, we visited Kawala's ST Estate. In Mzuzu, Sohana, Contendo Bekale, Baker's Pride in Mzuzu. Again, Lotus Resources in Kairekera, that's Kairekera Uranium Mine in Karonga. Makandi Tea Estate in Cholo, Konfozi. Munipuffs in Blantyre. Mapeto David Whitehead and Sons in Blantyre. During these inspections, we uncovered alarming violations of the Occupational Safety, Health and Welfare Act, as well as serious breaches of workers' rights. These findings are a direct violation of the standards we have set to ensure that every worker in Malawi is treated with dignity, respect, and fairness. The violations that we have commonly discovered in the workplaces include, but we are not limited to, the following. I will ask my team to just put some slides of some pictures that footage we got from our labor inspections. Nelly, where are you? And Andrew, just need some pictures. Are we able to? Just some pictures and footage. Now, you find that workers like those don't have PPE. This is at a tea estate. Now you hear people saying that no, agreements were not supposed to provide PPE for workers. Who told you that? Because the law is very clear that workers, whether it's farms or at factory, they are supposed to be given the relevant protective clothing. For farms, we prefer gumboots. For tea pluckers, we prefer aprons as well as gloves. You see, instead of being given gumboots, they can't be given anything. They're using their own shoes. Others buy their own gumboots. And yet, at the end of the day, when they want to buy PPE, some estates we are saying, PPE from their salary. Like one estate, they say, we deduct 10,000 kwaja from your salary if we are giving you an apron, which is just too much on the people. So we have discovered unsafe working conditions whereby there's no PPE, no safety measures, poor ventilation, like in a factory sometimes, like where we went in Njewa area, the laborers are locked up from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. with one toilet. And you find these are laborers about 50 or 60 in one warehouse. Laborers are not supposed, or workers are not supposed to be locked up no matter what, because in case there is fire or there's something else, they will be harmed. Just on Thursday, today's Monday. On Thursday, we na kulaipai machine ambulanzanja nkono totally cut, and had to inform the labor commissioner to follow up with the people, and the people at Laipra had to call us for the company to intervene, which means that the employers don't care about the safety and well-being of the laborers. So we had to get a call from Laipra, and the labor commission had to call the regional labor officer to go and make sure that this person gets the right treatment. We have got many people in many industrial areas, ina rudi dazala, ina kupora kumene, ina nabuya kwa office waku CP fees agwende andolobanova for 2 years, but no assistance. These are the things we have uncovered as a part of unsafe working conditions. Just today, we got a letter from one of the government department. The ED shouts at people, and the chief financial officer kulira mpaka na office. Then the other employees, appraisal. The ED is 4 steps away. The juniors are rated, are praised by their superiors. They give them the grading. Because the ED does not want them, he changes the scores just because he doesn't like them. And the people write and question, what did Febanji, my grades to our supervisor gave us so much grades? Why have they been reduced or not the ED? And people are suffering in silence, and this is a government institution. And the PS and I will take it head on, because we can't let people suffer in silence. And these people wrote letters and are complaining to us. And these people are top officers, like the director of finance, in a government institution. Kulira office need to, because the ED was shouting at her. We have got a case now. Someone reported to us, another company being shouted at by a boss, being insulted because she had BP and sugar. BP and sugar. She collapsed and died on spot. The case is in court now, and this is happening. So we're uncovering unsafe working conditions. It's real, and many people are suffering in silence. And the Chakwera government will not let that continue. We will make that will come to an end, and that's why we're doing these high-level inspections. Then we're talking of exploitation and underpayment. We found cases whereby the minimum wage for laborers is 3,460 kwacha per day for 8 hours, but people are working 15 hours, they're getting paid 2,000 kwacha. 2,000 kwacha, below the minimum pay wages. But again, several hours, more than almost double. We found that, and it's happening in many companies. Lack of social security benefits, placing workers on temporary employment ganyu for a long period. For instance, you find people in tea estates and other estates, they're saying that we give our employees 11 months contracts because our tea plucking is seasonal. Now, the question is, can you have, let's be sincere, I repeat, can you have 11-month season in a 12-month calendar? Does it make sense? Having 11 months season in a 12-month calendar, does it make sense? It's just a way of running away from putting these people on a permanent basis, because the law says when one has worked for 12 months, we can put permanent employment basis, could a kind of pension. So people have found a clever way of running away from that by giving people 11 months contract. A season is 3 months, 4 months maximum. A season cannot be more than 11 months. No. People should not insult our intelligence by doing what is not right. And they call themselves investors. Actually, they are exploiters. One lady from Reserve Bank of Malawi, she's the head of OSH, that side, had a research on this, and she interviewed 321 tea pluckers, and she found out that 89% of the tea pluckers register musculoskeletal disorders, akumapuwala because nanga amanyamula the plug amapanga plug tea which is heavy for years and years, and not those people by the time they reach the age of 60 without pension, where would they, how would they earn a living? We have cases now about and Omenga Gwenchiro Kumigodi, South Africa, in coal mines and whatever. Likely enough, there's some progress being made. The air you inhale, the coal dust you inhale, Simopanga affect the pompo AI. It's after 10 or 15 years you start to suffer. There's TB or what? Silicosis. Now you think 15 years ago. Now even these people plucking tea, you give them 11 months contract, but in the long run you are deforming them. That's why we're saying no. This must come to a stop by all means. And sadly, when this lady presented her report in Blantyre, that time at the report, she was warned never to make that presentation again. And this is someone from another country warning a Malawian not to present the findings anywhere else, and Goody will deal with you. This is happening in our country. And this is an educated lady, works for the Reserve Bank of Malawi, she's a manager there, Kukala Dimanta. When I called for her, Tanduze, yeah, Mumba Singapang, Rubanga Manta, I was told not to talk to anyone about this. It's your research, it's your thesis for master's degree. Make it public and what ziwe zimene kumati estates. No one should threaten you. And this is our country, independent as we are. Someone coming here, an investor saying, "Goody, don't publish these results." We can't take that. We've also discovered failure to adhere to health standards. In several cases, companies fail to provide adequate hygiene and sanitation facilities, putting workers at risk of contracting diseases. Imagine we are in a boardroom, educated people with degrees, master's degree and PhDs, telling us that Amumba, Zimbuzriko, Kusaiti, Mugazuona, Maboho, Aliko, we get there, there's no toilet. Where's the toilet? Amumba Yalagati and Tingosia Gampano, Emida Sabitego. China Gumuga, okay, Gumuga, let's go and see it. Yeah, Mumba Bepani, Kuribe Chimbus. And this we saw on site, and these are people like you and us, exploiting Malawians. Okay, where's the boho? And Otunga Madzimun Sinje, Kuda Pikire Amwe. I wish you had those footage from Kawala's estate, whereby we had the people carrying water. See this one, unsafe working condition. And Hawandi Kwanje Wagu, Aguda Maloa Menadimo, Kuruan Katimo, Amavrat Trouser, Kudason's of Van, Gulua Menimo, Madungajani. And this is happening in Malawi. And these people, they are paid 2,000 Gwaja per sigu, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Amadua 500 Yamemo per sigu. And then they go home 1.5. Yet already the 2,000 Gwaja is below the 3.460 that is prescribed by government. And this is happening. Now, when we stop operations of such kind of companies, Agudia, Imusika Makampa, Mononga economy, nonsense. These are Malawians just like us. You find the owners of these companies, they are complaining that no, Mumba must stop what he's doing, is embarrassing us. Instead of being worried of being embarrassed, why can't you worry about the welfare and the pride of Malawians, of your laborers? People have got misplaced ambitions and priorities. Yes, if you don't care about the pride and welfare of your workers, we'll come after you and will embarrass you. No two ways about it. And with a clear conscience, no regrets. But people must worry about the welfare of their workers, the welfare of the environment, so their people are healthy and are productive. Chimene and Sumadzo Janaguti, Ukama going to a factory where you're inhaling dust, candy, cement, and whatever. Every year the law says once in a year the company must provide chemical and biological check-up. It's not a normal medical check-up, a clinical office or doctrinal check-up. It's a specialized kind of chemical and biological check-up. All the companies who are visited, they don't do that. None of them. None of them. Now, these people are inhaling cement, dust, they're inhaling whatever they're inhaling. Eventually, after 10 or so years, they will be sick. No one will be there for them. And you put them on annual basis. As a survivor, we discovered in the tea estates, we had the complaints, and this is true. we asked for 2 scales. You remember LC could basi mascale awiri tione tipange measure mascale awiri apa. Akapanga measure, akapanga weigh 15 kilograms. Agudi ama chosera 5 kilograms. Audi yasaga. Zona zimenezo. This is true. This is the capital. Kuti anatu zajonja bwana kunena kuti tikapanga weigh 15 kilograms, chose 5 kilograms yasaga. Yaka 30 kilograms, 10 kilograms yosepo yasaga. Yaka 60 kilograms, 15 kilograms yosepo. Which saga weighs 15 kilograms, 10 kilograms or 5 kilograms? Audi saga ge is 5 kilograms. Just to overwork Malawians and make huge profits. And this is correct. That's what I said, oh, for this estate alone, Conforzi, we closed the whole estate. Not just one field, but the whole estate. Tinanya muna weight ya 25 kilograms, eh? Tupasi ni 2 scales. Scale yamba kuyesa, the weight 25 kilograms, sana weight ya jamanya muna lift ya antoku jimu, ina kiamwaga, mapita ku jimu. Ina kunkuyu, kodi ya kunkuyu tropampa na nusu. So, it weighed 26.2 kilograms. Like, okay? On another scale, it weighed how much? 5.5 kilograms. Don't mtu nyamuna 25 kilograms, you weight, it weighs 5.5 kilograms. And they say no, and already they don't meet ngwazo wao pasiku. Are we together? Then one such managing director by the name of Sebastian Hobman writes a letter to the High Commissioner in London addressing to me the unfair acts by Labour Minister Mumba. You scare away investors, as I've said before. If investors are scared of our inspections, then let them not come to Malawi, because what are they running away from? These are straightforward issues. Come to Malawi, invest, follow our laws. Simple. You want us to be scared? Good, we're scaring investors because we want to break laws. The message must go clear to Mr. Sebastian Hobman. Kuti, it's not Minister of Labour that visited his estate, in the Minister of Trade. So he must address his anger to Minister of Trade, not Minister of Labour. It's not Minister of Labour that confiscated scales at his estate in Lugeri. It was Minister of Trade. We have we been to Lugeri? We've never been there. But I'm like, no, this is colonialism. We can't go back to colonialism. A colonialist mentality, but not to come here and saying, no, you scare investors. What if we pull out and the like? Okay, that's our land in Cholo. Pull out, others will come and they'll invest and they'll follow our laws. There are other estates who are doing what is right and they want to do what is right. Even including the minimum wage. What if we want to meet the minimum wage, but that's not you know? We will not stop fighting for the rights of our workers just because someone is saying you are scaring investors. If investors are coming to Malawi, they are very welcome. But please, we have got laws in Malawi. We have got regulations and policies. Just stick to them. Many are doing that. Why not you? Now, muntu, but when you look at the pile of complaints from his estate, is the worst of them all. It's the worst of them all in terms of labor violations. When we went to one company here in Lilongwe, one pharmacist called me. You did well to go to that institution. I've been wondering, of 10 people that I treat with depression, over 50% are from that institution. Agudi, out of 10 people that I treat for depression, over 50% are from that. Actually, I said about 8 out of 10 are from that institution. The effect of unsafe working environment. Last week I met with the Labour Commission and the PS with one Solomon in Kolimbo. He did this in his research degree. He did a research on Njewa area, industrial area, and one of the things that he found out was that most youth. He was looking at the effect of unsafe conditions, working conditions on the youth. He found that most youth who are working in a safe environment, they indulge in drug abuse. Just kudi aiwale mavurani akunchito. The effects of unsafe working conditions. And women who work at night shifts, during night shifts, they end up dating some people at work for protection because some bosses abuse them sexually, work at blackout. And that's from the research which he did for his degree. And this is happening in our country. Our people are suffering. So in light of these violations, My ministry does not make difficult but necessary does not only make difficult but necessary decisions in order to secure compliance with the law and safeguard the welfare of the workers. In most cases, we provided guidance for improvements, but in some cases, my ministry had no choice but to temporarily close the non-complying workplaces. We closed CP Feeds, Top Max Manhattan Malawi, NT Plastics, Field 19 at Kawala's Tea Estate Limited, Field 7A at Mpezu at Makande Estate, and the whole Confor's Tea Estate, Hongsheng and Plastmax companies. The closures were in accordance with the provisions of Section 77 of the Occupational Safety and Health Welfare Act, which demand that employers should uphold the safety and well-being of their workers at all times. Whatever we did is within the law. Nobody should say we acted out of the law. No. My ministry issued clear guidelines for companies to follow in order to comply with the law, including ceasing all operations that pose imminent danger, ensuring that all workers are provided with proper PPE, improved cleanliness and safety of workplaces, provision of adequate and suitable sanitary conveniences for both males and female. And again, provision of potable drinking water, facilities where workers could prepare and consume their meals. And again, they should submit to the Ministry of Labor information on employment of expatriate workers to check compliance with the TEPs and the immigration laws. You know, just to mention, when you have an expatriate working in your company, the law says that expatriate say maximum number of years to work is 6 years, period. Okay, there has to be justification why that particular expatriate has to extend. Come from day one, wamba gwira nchini expatriate uja, akarendi wino wage to understand that particular person. Could after 6 years, that person should what? Take over. But with expatriates here 10, 15 years, no understudy. And again, if you are bringing an expatriate, you must prove to the Ministry of Labor that you advertised in Malawi, you failed to find someone with those qualifications in the country. That prompted you to bring someone from outside. But we have found that that is not happening with many organizations. I think engineer. One company we went, we found 11 engineers who called themselves engineers. When I asked for their papers, I'm an engineer as well, give me your papers, I'll always my certificate. I'm a grade. Bring your degree, my friend. Following the office, I know we are technicians. So, yesterday you were engineers, today you are technicians. Mufuna Bangeza Trump was no, Kamala Harris yesterday was Indian, today she's black all of a sudden. We don't you know, yesterday you are an engineer, today you are what? Today you are a technician. We cannot talk of creating jobs when the jobs we are creating are being taken by foreigners. We cannot talk of jobs being created by investors when the same investors, all their top management are foreigners. We can't do that. And one person said to me, no, we can't employ Malawians accountants, they are thieves. I'm like, we can't employ Malawian managers, they are thieves. I'm like, okay, you're talking to a Malawian manager, am I a thief? No, I don't mean you, but general Malawians are thieves. I'm like, this is the attitude that people have, which is wrong, because they just don't find a justification for bringing in people from Southeast Asia to work in their companies and not Malawians. Continue providing daily wages to all workers. The time we suspended operations, workers never lost their income. We said good voluntary company and until you finish correcting the things we've told you to correct. And indeed, wherever we have stopped work, the laborers are getting their dues until the companies have rectified their mistakes. And again, in most cases, we said formalize their employment from Ganyu to permanent basis, and again pay wages and arrears, overtime arrears, like we Nanota, pay them for 12 months. 12 months overtime zao and arrears zao. And again, they should report all workers' compensation cases for purposes of processing compensation for the injured workers. And again, every workplace must have a trade union. All workers must form unions. And again, we have stopped unlawful deductions. We went to a certain place, tourism levy, imakhala ku invoice ya customer koma kudula kwa ma workers on the salary. It's happening. Tevet levy IDs asichora muleko ID ndi apochi apyoka. Imagine kuti akudula tevet levy from salary ya employee, yet it's supposed to come from their profit. And this is happening right here in Malawi, and many companies are doing that, but they're taking advantage of the ignorance of the workers. And again, we said they should recruit HR managers, OSHA officers, and finance officers, Malawians, not Yagunjayai. And again, allow employees to go to maternity leave and also paternity leave wherever necessary. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen and members of the press, I'm pleased to inform the nation that some of the employers have already remedied the issues, like Agobo Top Max Malata. All the workers there have now been put on permanent basis. They have signed contracts, we have checked them, and they are now on pension. And their wages actually have doubled from 2,000 per day to 4,000 per day. These are the results we are seeing with our labor inspections, and this is happening in many places. And other companies have offered new contracts for their workers, apart from making provision for protective clothing, amongst other things that we ask them to improve. Others have gone beyond. They're going beyond what we asked them. You remember, we are impressed. Where was that? You remember, Jabusa? NT Plastics, and I guess Thomas Malata. They have done beyond what we asked them to do. We're like, wow, this is what we need. This is what we need, going beyond the minimum set standards. And those companies who have reopened operations, they are now fully operational, and all the workers have been called back to work. But during the suspension period, they were getting their what? Their wages. Nobody. And even NT Plastics, they have said they will pay them gratuity for the past 6 years. You understand? The past 6 years, on Semeka Banchito, apasa gratuity panoba gambano jani no permanent job na mafuna awo gratuity awo ijaiba ngakomiti ikale part of their pension. You know, this is what we are seeing at the results of the labor inspections we are seeing. Now, others are complying, but others are still arrogant. Now, the thing is, we are doing these operations just upon the as an awareness. We expect some employers to start changing on their own, complying on their own, but they are not. They're becoming more and more arrogant, waiting for us to go there. Malawians or investors and employers, just do the right things. You are educated, you have got money, you are enlightened. Just do what is right. Let whatever we have done before be a learning curve for some of you. My ministry will continue to closely monitor all workplaces to ensure full compliance with the labor laws. And because of what we have noticed, this year's Labor Day will be commemorated differently from all the Labor Days. The 1st of May will mark the launch of observing May as a month for the campaign to promote employers and employees' rights. So the month of May will be Workers' Rights Awareness Campaign Month, whereby us, ECAM, as well as MCTU, will have activities across the country in every district, so that and to add to adziwe malamulo their rights, so that they are able to know where to report, and again they should be able to say no to some of the things that they're being subjected to. So the whole month will be an awareness campaign, and in this year's budget we have put provisions for that campaign. Could the whole month of May we are doing awareness. This has been necessitated because of what we have seen on the ground, that antambisa kudziwa maufulu ao akungoponderezedwa. And again, my ministry will soon be finalizing the OSH policy, labor migration policy, and TEVET policy, which seek better regulation of the issues in the labor market space. I know we are also reviewing labor laws to ensure relevancy and closing the gaps in order to protect the interests of both the employers and the workers. Because sometimes when you're fighting for the workers' rights, it does not mean that the workers should have guns now to move with some employers. No, it's about dialogue and amicable resolution of disputes. I call upon the media and social partners to watch the development. My ministry, in close collaboration with MCTU and ECAM, in line with Convention 144 on tripartite consultation, which Malawi has ratified among many other conventions. The consultations are done through various structures, including the Tripartite Labor Advisory Council, which is the highest body that advises my office on all employment and labor matters. Again, let me tell you something. On the international scene, Malawi participation is on regional level and again international forum. We have elevated our visibility and influence of the country on policy and standards as Malawi. Malawi is a member of ILO and again we represent SADC as a titular member. On 14th February, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to congratulate the President of Malawi because Malawi was elected Vice Chairperson of the African Regional Labour Administration Center Governing Council. So Malawi at the moment is the Vice Chairperson. I did not go myself. I delegated my PS to represent Malawi, and she came back with the news from Zambia that we are the Vice Chairperson for the whole African Regional Labour Administration Center Governing Council. So the Malawi government, led by Dr. Chakwera, remains resolute in its mission to protect workers' rights and ensure that all employers uphold the high standards of health, safety, and working conditions. I urge all employers operating in Malawi to take necessary steps to adhere to labor standards and best practices to prevent labor law violations. I also would like to take this opportunity to appeal to all workers in the public and private sectors in the country to always cooperate with their employers to promote harmonious relationship in the workplace. Where differences exist, the cardinal rule is to resolve such through social dialogue. We'll continue doing our regular inspections, we'll not stop. Week by week, month by month, we'll get where we need to get. I would like to thank the press for the role you have played in the awareness campaign we have been doing. At the moment, our ministry is receiving a lot of requests to visit several working places, and we are overwhelmed because of late, every day you get 10, 15 requests. And the issues being highlighted are common. It's like others, you close one company today, excuse me, you close one company, it's part of the holdings company, so they've got 5 companies. Now you close one company of the 5. Instead of borrowing a leaf, they're the same owners, borrowing a leaf from this, they're still continuing violating labor laws. And this is correct. Now there's one company which we closed before. They have asked for us to go and inspect and to open. We'll go and open, but the same day we'll go to the sister company and close it again. And the owners are what? The same. How can you have Mlonda which go India? And you know how special that no man still Mlonda just to go get bus. No. No, it's just too much. We can't tolerate that. You know? And instead of learning, the sister companies, I can know about they have employed special guards 3-4 kilometers away to check the Aleba Gubera Kapenai. That's correct. Sinduna mayai. And we went to Pompano, Tanzania, after they saw that we were getting there, they switched from working during the day to working in the night. Copa labor. So instead of working from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., they start at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Kudi aleba kugona sabwera. Ndipo tinakaka tizipa katipa, they resumed work on Monday. We went there and we are able to. So instead of doing what is right, they're trying to find a ways of what? Running away. Employers, just do what is right. Simple. PPE, safe conditions, pension, gratuity, pay them well. That's all. Nothing more than that. I don't know Gudi Zimavuta part. Away from that, as you may be aware, the mandate of my ministry also extends to issues of technical and vocational skill training. Allow me also to share with you some developments which are being undertaken to promote this mandate, and I want you to be attentive of that one. In order to increase access to skill attainment, my ministry has introduced double streams in the enrollment of apprentices in technical colleges and has extended national selection of apprentices to 14 community technical colleges. That is now have increased by 300%. The intake initially from 2,575 Panoba to 7,206 per year. So the intake in our technical colleges has tripled from 2,575 to 7,256 per year. Those are things we should be talking about, that the government is doing A, B, C, D in terms of training our youth. And further to this, through the help with World Bank, every technical college, there are 7 national technical colleges, each college has received 2.8 billion kwacha. while the 30 community colleges have received 500 million kwacha for capacity building in our technical colleges. Sudi alandira in drama zipo kale nandidwa kale for capacity building in our technical colleges. And again, in order to promote access to TVET by girls and vulnerable youths, kwambiri metaenda ku asikana ambiri amapanga drop out after maybe 6 months, 1 year, amapanga drop out. Now, in order to support their access, my ministry with support from World Bank is also providing full bursaries. I mean full bursaries, kind pocket money, transport, school fees, whatever, full bursaries to 6,000 young ladies who are studying in various technical colleges. 6,000. So this is government and World Bank. We are training our youths, because especially girls, so they are capable and they are properly trained. My ministry also has increased the number of programs offered in technical colleges in line with the kind of development, climate change and everything, and mostly in renewable energy and mining. We have got a mining college at Ngara. My first time to see diamond was at Ngara in Karonga Technical College, and they are able to do sorting. We saw our Reserve Bank a good afuna consultant to mabanga sorting. We want to write Reserve Bank. Why can't you use our students at Ngara, because they are trained to do that exercise and can be an IGA for the college. It's a community college, but after I visited it, I'm like, no. Let's try to upgrade it to a national college by putting boarding facilities. We found students from Musanje, from Chikwawa, from Gotakota. Yet this is a community college in Karonga, but it's meeting the needs of students across the country. So there is need to upgrade it to a proper national college, so that it's purely doing mining. You know? So this is in an effort to reach out to the youth, in line with the climate change and also the interest in renewable technology as well as mining. Also, we are introducing open distance learning and e-learning and mobile training to reach out to those who are geographically disadvantaged. All that is happening under TVET through our technical colleges. And again, in a bid to improve quality assurance, this is something that people don't say about our government. My ministry, under the guidance of Dr. Chakwera, has sent instructors for upgrading programs in the following programs: 20 for first degrees, 15 for master's degrees, and 1 for PhD, and 78 managers for short-term and even training through World Bank SAFE project and EU Zanchito project. This is happening whereby our tutors are being trained and they are being offered So all this is happening in our ministry, and we are reviewing our curriculums in our technical colleges to meet the current needs and the current happenings in the industry. And also pali naudi sanapita school and skill job magaraja mjani leseko malangalanga mu carpentry work or mechanic mu zolozolo mu mundirando. We have got centers whereby we recognize prior learning could angabe certificate based on experience. We are doing that as the Ministry of Labor, so that they can be able to negotiate fair wages. In your skills, younger there's capacity in the Ministry of Labor through TVET and other instruments to assess the skills. I normally give an example. Little motor in jail, wheel alignment. Na 2008, 2007. Now someone said, it's a weekend, you can't go for wheel alignment Toyota. Nipanga banji. I would pandira and if I know again, alignment. I went there with a spanner and do loose. Kunkuyu wheel alignment detail neighbor. The guy in wangu meyangana mankura huyu hapa amasuli hapa atana endende 30 minutes. Yes ni bwana, properly aligned skills that we have. So those people, we are recognizing them by giving them a certain certificate of recognition. Could wherever they work, they can get proper wages. And we are establishing soon a national technical teacher training college, because the tutors need to be trained. So we will be getting land and we'll be establishing a teachers technical training college. And again, in line with the ATM strategy, agriculture, we want to establish an agriculture technical college. We can't be talking of agriculture when we don't have technicians. Most of them are degreed people from Rwanda. We need technicians. So as Minister of Labor, we have put in our budget this year that we start getting land, we start buying land and have an agriculture training college, maybe 500 hectares of land. Good, that college is Ilima, and add value and be able to export and even feed the nation. So it would be, this is happening in Saskatchewan, Canada, whereby with the college in the middle of 1,000 hectares of land, and is owned by the college, and they are able to like a mega farm on its own. So we are going that route as a Minister of Labor through TVET, and this will be happening. And this is budget. We have put some provision for buying land and starting that kind of process. And again, our ministry is establishing 4 centers of vocational excellence, focusing on the following priority areas: agriculture mechanization, this is happening at Longa Technical College; renewable energy, Mzuzu Technical College; marine transport, Kusalima Technical College, Dupanga Maboti at Salima Technical College. This is one of the centers of vocational excellence. And again, tourism at the Malawi Institute of Tourism, with the help of EU's Anjito project. My ministry has also started offering a design of small-scale mining course at Ingala Community College, Ndagambagale, Jaku, Karonga. And again, going forward, we want to keep on developing the skills of the youth so that they are marketable and can contribute to the development of our country. In terms of establishment control, as we have said, we have always had the 45% vacancy rate in the ministry, but now, Chakumiantima Jagwera, kuti mu budget yathu panopa, we have put some plans to reduce the vacancy rate considerably high. Kuti know it should become functional at district level as well as at regional level, national level. And again, we have finalized the functional review process through several other departments, including migration services to facilitate labor export, Department of Formal and Informal TVET, and Workers' Compensation Fund have been proposed. In line with the decentralization policy, my ministry has devolved human resource function to local councils to improve efficiency. Now, Amadaba nation yards analija kuti amumba speak in the eye kwanu kusikuli bwino kuli maleba janchani. Sometimes our media, when you put my picture there and my name, ask me for my input before you write something, than just to put an article that is attractive but that is the quarter-baked. The district labor officers, we are complaining about functional review and promotions. Then the human resource aspect of the district labor officers is no longer under my ministry since 2021. It was devolved to Ministry of Local Government. They were supposed to channel those complaints to DHRMD or local government, not Ministry of Labor. It's only operational matters that are under my ministry. The timing of their complaints and the manner in which it happened, I will leave it for you to speculate why. But will not be deterred. We will do what is right. The story was quarter-baked, not half-baked. I wish Judge Singini did what is right by asking us for our opinion, than just going to the press without seeking my opinion on what is happening. So, this means that district labor officers are now a devolved function under district councils. And they know about this. As to why they were blaming us for this, only them know why they were coming to us with that kind of complaint. That's why when they asked to see me, I refused. Without doing the right thing. And no regrets about it. Just to add, anyway, as I close, let me emphasize that the government of Chakwera is committed to safeguarding the rights of workers and promoting fair and equitable labor environment in Malawi. I know, Mufunsa za Israel, Zuguti Banji, just a quick comment on that one. I don't want to say much on that one. We are not getting job orders from Israel as per our agreement because they give us job orders. We need so many people. We need so many people. We need so many people. Because the initial group of people that went, Ambiri, anatawa nchito. Over 50% anatawa nchito. A number of vendor konko, ena good in the magay, kunoko we are abusing them, so they've applied for asylum. And it's only Malawi that is doing that. So it seems the employers now are hesitant to give us job orders. They are preferring ladies. We have sent 38 ladies just this month, last month. 29. Yeah. So we sent 29 recently, and 38 on 29. 29 went to December or January. November within 20 no netamba kali ntchito in December 29 yeah 29 in December, and recently we are with 38 who are on waiting list. Kuma anabanga specify only ladies. Anyamata ambiri atawa ntchito awapanga seek asylum kuni ma gay, they are gay, so we are abusing them in Malawi. That's why they went to Israel. Others are vendor. Now that has put us in an awkward position because we are becoming less marketable to Israeli government. So we are engaging them, and soon we'll be traveling there with the PS and the team to renegotiate bino and try to pacify that. So anoda aja upasa mavuto ifeyo andoseza magoma zinzao. So mukaona zipa kadipa sikuti tangokhala ya a lot is happening, but it's a result of khalidwe military tumapoyamba. So it means we have to scrutinize more and more and more before sending people to Israel, so that everyone should have an opportunity. This thing is also akapita. They should show a good example. I always give my own example. I've sent 15 engineers to Botswana myself because of how I was working. Recently, we're going to be this week or next week. I'm going to Botswana because my bosses call me, Mumba, we need engineers. We need engineers. We need surveyors, mechanical engineers. I've sent them to Botswana. If you do a good job elsewhere, people, you become a reference point. But if you do a bad job, you close out business for your friends. So we have sent workers to Qatar, about 345 workers through agents, 129 to Dubai, 94 workers to Kuwait. But now these are coming through agents. Now as a ministry, we are at an advanced stage of working on memorandum agreements with those governments. Could it carry open, not through agents per se, but through government? Could you know it should have an equal opportunity? Because my agency so mina mangotenga mina kwa ziwa Barea and the like. So we want to formalize Ubare pakati pa Kuwait in terms of MOU ya labor, Dubai as well, and Qatar, so that we formalize everything and comes through government, so that there's an equal opportunity to everybody. So, as usual, Manina Guti, with those few remarks, I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that elaborate presentation. Tukuwele mafusena ankidwa kale mu presentation yanoyo. Anduna mafotokozapo choyambirira za mandate ya unduna wa za panchito zaona za panchito, malamulo amene mumagwiritsa ntchito komanso ntchito zimene mumagwira kuti mumatha kuyimitsa kagwiridwe ka ntchito kaena, komanso mumatha nthawi zina kutseka kumene, komanso nthawi zina milandu imene imatha kupitirira mpaka na anthu amatha kumangidwa nayo ngati akugwira ntchito molakwirana ndi malamulo amene mumagwiritsa ntchito. Mwafotokozerapo malamulo amene mugwiritsa ntchito akonkuno, komanso kuti malumikizana bwanji ndi malamulo ena amene dziko lonse ligwiritsa ntchito. Tikuyamikireni kunduna kwanu kuti tsopano Malawi ndi wachiwiri kwa pa mpando oyang'ana ntchito zimenezi pa dziko lonse lino, pa continent yonse ino ya Africa. Tipereka mpata kuti ofunsa mafunso akhoza kufunsa, koma nthawi zina nkhale bama namatha kugulira chakumwa. Mundilole kuti ineyonso nditafunsa funso. Anduna zimene mafotokozazi ndizozama kwambiri. Ineyo ndimakhulupirira kuti ukamagwira ntchito makamaka izizi zoti it has pleased His Excellency ukulemba ntchito, umakumbukira umazindikiranso kuti mawa akhoza nazo kuti akuchotsanso ntchito ichi. Ineyo pano mawa akhoza nazo kuti achakwera chakomera kundichotsa inunso chimodzimodzi.
What you said, Lord, Jacob, it has displeased him.
Zimenezo clear tsikulini. Koma zitakhala kuti it has either pleased or displeased him kuti akuchotseni. Ineso kondiyosa. Kumara kaura yamba kuchotseni. Izizi mwazinenazi. Kodi mwaikando nimeko zanje kuti izizi izipezeke kuti zikupitilira. Chifukwa chakuti mene mwafotokozera mukhanga kuti undunawo wayamba lero. Pamene when you talk of the Ministry of Labor, we're not talking about the Minister of Labor. Malamulo manenawa si a Minister wa Labor, ni malamulo a Ministry of Labor. Funso limene munthu amene mukuti depression ya mupha, ena adapunduka, ena kaya zinatani. The question that is lingering in my mind is, malamulo anga analipo, chimachitika ndi chani kuti satsatilibe? Has someone been sleeping on the job? Kodi popeza mumagwira ntchito ndi anthu ku ministry, and I'm glad kuti ambiri ali panopa amombera m'manja mujamana zoti nakafinya anthu ndi asintha ayambopanga zakuti amombera nawo m'manja. And I was looking at them, I was like, no, musombere nawo m'manja, because you were there in the office. Munalipo mu office, zakhala zikutani kuti wina wake wapunduka lerolo chifukwa chakuti malamulo ena samatsatidwa, ma inspections amachitika. Zimene zimwayika ndi mikuzanjo kuti zipitilire 2. Kodi mudzigwirabe ntchito ndi anthu amene zimene zisamazipanga?
Zimu kwambiri onabo Kalunga Shawa. Kunkuyu. Yeah. You see,
choyamba chimene amalaina kudziwa china kuti tinanena kunena kuti vacancy rate kunduna wathu uli about 45%. Iyo has been the major reason why zinthu ngati zizi zimachitika, komanso issue ya funding. Ndiye pakali panopa tinapanga lobe ndi ya president kuti ya kundunawo, instead of zimapanga mambuyo mkuti ya 10% from last year's budget panga increase, let's look at a holistic approach kunena kuti tipange funding yoyenerera. Tifuna kuti ma inspections awawa ali pa 3. Pali high level inspection ya nduna, pali inspection ya regional commissioner, komanso chani a district. Koma ma district iko njinga za moto alibe zonongeka, koma region magamoto amene kulibe. Ku headquarters kumene ma director ambira pa chapusa winda gamoto yawo yaboma palibe, you know, there are all those kind of things. So basically it was an issue of human capital as well as funding issues. Having said that, one thing I can say is nani na kuti panga point ndikupanga swearing in kunzuzo nena kuti ukakhala nduna, one thing you must understand, anthu akunduna kwapeza kuja sikuti alibe nzeru ya ndi nzeru ndikuthekera. Give them an environment whereby they can operate and advise you. According my solutions right now, okay. Whatever I'm mentioning about, since there was so sometimes for a minister to tick, don't go to a minister with a no it all. You don't engage them, hear from them, then pick issues. Remember, after the first meeting, management, APS called me. I would you were able to pick the critical point and highlight them and channel the meeting towards the right direction, which means whatever I was summarizing came from them and we're just implementing what the ideas they came up with. So instead of in terms of Jupiter pasokolo banje, it's up to them because these are the ideas. Koma chimendinga pempe pompa notice pempa boma kuti a MCTU a carry subvented organization. Tanzania, South Africa, Kosatu, Zimbabwe, MCTU version of theirs is government what? Subvented. Pakali panopa they don't have operations with awareness. The awareness is if you mapanga inspections, kuma awareness in the iwawa. But because there be resources, we need to come up with a law, the act, MCTU, Tipanga men say that government must give them what? Subvention, they should be functional. And with that, continuity of this will be at a certain high level because it will be them, the workers, who will be championing their rights awareness. Zungwambi wanagonkoyo.
Fusa mafuso yosine yono mwali anka mene mwasankira kuli anka nduna oma tipinze kuti anthu ogwira ntchito munanena kuti kwina kwakasintha zinthu azamba kuenda motere zimeza ulo munthu wakunyumba ndi matsatira ma comments wakunyumba wakondwera kuti the inspections are bearing fruit and munthu amene yepoganiza kuti amalipira msonkho ndikumanena zakuti koma abambo anga mwanakale ake anamwalira dzaka zapitazo ena napowala dzaka zapitazo then kunena zokuti amene ajawa anamwalira nthawi imeneja chifukwa chakuti kunalibe funding kuyambira dzaka 10 zabe mabwera lero ndikukhulupirira kuti zimene zonse zimene tingakondwere kwambiri kumva koma tamva for tonight mafunso amene amafuna kupeka mafunso ena. Yes, please. You introduce yourself and pose your question, please.
All right. Olimegezeka zomwambe chifukwa fotokozera kwanu. Ine ndi Innocent kunchira kujogera ku Zodiac. Mafunso anga ndi awiri. Funso loyamba mu kufotokoza kwanu mwanena kuti makumana ndi ma situation omwe. Okay. Makumana ndi ma situation omwe anthu ena omwe ndogwira ntchito ochoka kunja, ma experts ochoka kunja akhala zaka zoposera 6 zomwe amenera kukhala. Mwina izi siyo kupatsani chithunzi cha kupezeka kwa katangale pakati pa ogwira ntchito mwina kunduna wano omwe akhala kuti akhakwalula bwanji zaka zochuka zotero kuti azipezeka ochuka mwina kwina ma experts 11 kwina oposeraso omwe amenena kukhalira amati ndi ma engineer koma si ma engineers si kuonetsa chizindikiro choti mwina katangale kunduna wano kefunso lachiwiri ndilokhuza ndi of course apa sinafotokozeko koma anthube akhala akufunsa koma sili mafunsidwa ndi issue ya ma intern ma government intern ali ku unduna wanu wa labor anthu amene wakhala almost zaka 4 akulandira 80,000 khani imeneyi mukuyunika motani.
You want to take that one
first? Yeah, in 2021, the President Chakwera gave a directive that the Ministry of Labor and the Ministry of Immigration must work together. Kulina guti ma work permits aziyambira kupangidwa apply ku Ministry of Labor. Tibwereke zakale za 1994 nthawi muzo. And this is a practice in the whole SADC region. Kuti work permit umamba panga apply kutiko ku Ministry of Labor. Once the Ministry of Labor has approved the work permit, you go to Ministry of Homeland Security to immigration to apply for a residence permit. So at the moment, the way the law is, it's difficult for us to enforce the 6-year mandate expatriates is on the Ministry of Immigration side. So we are working together with our friends from Homeland Security. Good directive ya bwana imene ina 2021 ina kuti the work permit aspect ichokeke ujani ku Ministry of Immigration ibwe kutiko ku Ministry of Labor, simply because we have got our labor management system. We know who to contact about certain skills. You come to labor, I need someone with these skills. We'll be able to assist you. Let's go to ICAM or Malaga board. There are these skills that are required. Unless otherwise, then they go outside. So we are working towards that. Could not currently mandate. It's a bit difficult for us to enforce that simply because see within the water Ministry of Labor. Zama intenzi mudigire budget settlement chola. That thing has been taken care of. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You introduce yourself and Dankufusa Fuso.
Ine ndi Smart Chaliga kuchokera ku Kasupe Radio. Ndofuna ningochita appreciate mumalandira thandizo lotani kuchoka kwa ma stakeholders pamene mumayendera inalokwanira kapena amakokera mbene mboyo. And second one, pamene mukuyendera makampani osiyana ena mwatu ankhani sangayankhule muno koma tsiku lina muyendere kosoma wireless muone ntchito mene zikuyendera kumeneko. Thank you.
Ndio mimi mayambo ndineneza ine. Mafuso ena mwete nge a set of questions, then Anjawala Kumibawa, then who come up. Yeah, Patrick, the floor is yours.
Anduna atu akunkuyu anayamba ndingopitiriza pamene anayambirapo. Amadandaula kuti izizi chifukwa chani zikuoneka kuti zochita kutengera nduna chonsecho mwina kuma ministry kuli anthu oyenera kupanga choncho. Osati kuti ndicholapika kuti nduna kupanga choncho. Koma mwina ndiyaponyereka ya kunkuyu akunena kuti malamulo a dziko lino dongosolo lilipo loti zinthu ziziyenda bwino. Koma pena zimene zimachitika akunkuyu ndi nduna komanso ndi achipani. Ndi ine ngati ndimagwirizana mwina ndi akunkuyu ndikuswala muno nimatha kugwiritsa ntchito akunkuyu omwewo ngati ndithucho ndichingira. Ndiye awa abomawa amapezeka kuti no akuwaopa akunkuyu aja. Nchifukwa chake mwina anthu akumanena kuti zinthu zimaoneka ngati kuti kuboma kusizi kuyenda bwino. Akuti andale malo moti mukhale solution mwina ngati mmene mukupangira amumba mumatha kukhalanso chipsinjo kuti awa ma civil servants amakhala kuti khangati mwamanga manja. Nchifukwa chake akumakhala ngati akuoneka kuti sakugwira ntchito ngati mmene akugwirira amumbawo. Akuti amumbawo akanakhala ngati ndi civil servant chabe si achipani ena akanakhazika pansi. Koma mwina akugwira ntchito ngati minister komanso because he's a politician ndiye mmene makena ake akuopa. Funsolo nkumanena kuti kodi titani mmene ananenera akunkuyu komano kuti kuwapasa mphamvu zenizeni zimene abomawa ali nazo ma civil servants kuti azigwira ntchito yawo ndipo zinthu zizitheka osatengera kuti pakhale mwina wandale zikomo kwambiri.
Hapo tubele hapo. Pass the mic up, please.
Anduna ndine Austin Fukula kuchokera ku MBC. Ndimafuna ndidziwe kuti mwina in terms of percentage wise kwa makampani amene mukuti mwayendera ndipo ena akuoneka kuti akuchita mwano ndi makampani angati mwina mukayerekeza ndi amene akuchita comply after mwina mutayendera moteromo ndi angati, komanso mwina ndimati ndifunse no mbali ina yachiwiri kunena kuti iyo munayikhudza yokhudzana ndi anzathu amene anapita ku dziko la Israel kukagwira ntchito yakuminda, kunena kuti mukuona kuti muti muyika njira zina zake zimene muziunikira njirazo zikhala za transparent motani kuti wina aliyense akhale participatory chifukwa mwina mbuyo mwena amaona ngati akusiyidwa achinyamata ena amene anali qualified for that particular ntchito ndiye nkumapita anthu ena osayenera kuti kapena chifukwa chake ena akumakachita misbehave kunkumatha kumakapanga uvenda
Pali mafuso enas. Zone yote nango tenga around I mean it looks like the presentation was very elaborate. Nde kutali esotimvera. Kumanga pali fuso ina we're not going to take a second round. Anduna mafuso akalamino.
All right. In terms of support, we have received support from HRDC, and on their own cost, they have started airing my jingles, my awareness, my radio stations, Zodiac, Times, MBC, and they have promised good this for the next 2 months as HRDC. As they are saying, no, let's hold hands with Ministry of Labor. They have seen both the violation of workers' rights is part of human rights, so they have taken it head on. Trappens, Gift, and his team. We really appreciate their work, and they're doing this at their own cost. And again, MCTU is always with us. ECAM as well is always with us. And again, you as the media, you have played a very critical role. You are always there whenever we call you. Sometimes even usiku omwe, bakachama teni koloko usiku, wakode portion inako usiku, Zodiac, MBC, Times, ena Mibawa, you are there to support us. So the support has been there, and from fellow ministers and especially the president as well, he's given us moral support and has even given us, go ahead, oh, please do this, we need this. And even if you listen to Zasona, he spoke about it, we have been able to help our workers in the tea estates. He mentioned it because he appreciates what we have done there. Good and to kuchoro kumulanje my estate amanda sand waja awanda nonda mayabwino yokwani yabino ma 4,000 waja because of our intervention. So that is the support we are getting so far. In terms of genda mawairesi imeno ndiyedzeke kaye because amanyuzi anaimba nyimbo ndani Ben Michael usaimba ndi olemba nyuzi azakulemba pa front page. There's a song by Ben Michael, remember. But we have got complaints from various media houses, that's a fact. But sometimes we need to approach, it's not always that we go on like that. Like for instance, we got complaints from what? From Mataifa in Mzuzu. So we have got different approaches. But the ena, the very deliberately and dankanza jabe. But the ena, for you, so Mataifa, we're like, no, these are fellow Malawians who are struggling. Let's engage them. So we booked a hall. We had a cocktail, Grand Palace. We called all Mataifa shop owners. We had an engagement. We had a chat. They explained to us why they are unable to pay the minimum wage. But again, they explained their challenges. At the end of the day, the law is the law. We can't negotiate because the law was passed with minimum. So we still pleaded with them, good meet the minimum. But because of the way we approach them, another thing is good to know, we will do our best to pay at least the minimum wage. So in terms of approach, we are not heavy-handed per se. We look at situations. Could our bank engage bunch like media should engage MISA, you know. For government institutions, you've never seen us see government institutions like we engage the relevant authorities. Either it's a pastor or engage their board. If the minister, we engage the PS, and we are doing that kind of a thing. But that's why I just go head on and see what we can do. Again, why is taking the minister Kubanga is not the juniors? As I said earlier on, the issue of funding and the issue of capacity in terms of human resource. But come 1st of May, going onwards after budget is passed, you see a number of labor inspections done by the district level as well as at the regional level, and that is going to happen. Komanso, munakamba za andale kupondereza anthu inde kuli kampani ina yake anasekera ma workers aku labor for 7 hours detaining them. Sio ndio labor commissioner 21 May last year they have gone to inspect. This is the government. Koma Chinese nditu kuja anatusira galu kuja tena yake kuja analemba ndani chivuati gondo kuti agadi uchucha dovu acha ngati masoma journalist makomeza kwambiri ngane bwanje. Was that necessary? What happened that we went there and they went there to inspect. They were detained from 11 p.m. to 5 p.m. Just lock them up. Upeza kuti andika connection pina bagandi one politician was so andi mphamvu ngati mene zozo. You know, so some juniors went, it's easy. Tifanas Indiana, Tedingo Kara, Tenge Bonica in Malay so fair. Maybe they took that route, Dungo Kara. So what we are doing, we are trying to inspire the people at Labour Office that this is possible. Let's lead the crusade, myself in the forefront, and you soon see them. And again, all those employers that have been harsh to our to Labour officers, their time is gone because the Chakwera government will not allow anyone to block Labour officers. And if anyone is probably going to block, the law says amangidwe. That's why the other day you saw Chinese uja is because the law gives us the power to arrest anyone who is resisting Labour inspection. The law is clear on that one. And we have done that to show the people we can do this. And the guy left Malawi. We need that. And they must respect the laws of the country. And again, I say, how can several workers work without being influenced by politicians? Some other things because I haven't encountered them yet. But what I can say is the challenges that we have been having in the Ministry of Labour have been mainly because of funding and issue of human capacity. But now it will be history as far as when this budget is passed. We hope all what we ask for will be provided for. Mnafunsa unena kuti amapanga mwano ndi angari that's complying ndi ambiri. There's always resistance to change and we resist, but we still need to be forceful. So we are forceful. We try to be forceful. Kuti mwano wauja tupanga override. And ndoje bakwambia mapanga mwano. The only thing is amapita kwa anthu ena pesa forex. They're trying to instill fear ya forex, trying to instill fear of kuti banga scare investors. I'll answer the same. As I said last time, to hell with forex that comes because you are violating labor laws. To hell with investment that comes because you are violating labor laws. So others are complying and even going beyond our expectations. Like, if, for instance, let me make mention of Heroes Towers and information. Heroes Towers, they were given in the license by Macra, they can have 50% of the executive management as foreigners. But out of the 8, only 3 are foreigners. Their license gives them mandate to have what? 50%. You know, but out of the they said only 97% are local, isn't it? The whole employment structure, 97% local, only 3% foreigners. Despite the chance, the license saying you can have how many people? 50% foreigners. There are some who are complying even beyond the set limit. So we've seen some positivity from like Heroes Towers, and we're like, wow, we even told them that despite these other small things we've observed, but you are doing well in this area. Actually, you are an example to others. Let others take that as a learning curve. Apunzile konditu. Magambaza, what was the other thing? The last question from some. Ugudi tipanga njira zota ni gudi kai transparent. As I said, we are reviewing a lot of things, including the agreement that we have with Israel. Remember, it's only to do with agriculture industry. So we if I can't say that much now because we will release a press statement soon. Once we are back from Israel, we are in discussion with PIBA. Employment to Israel. It will be a very transparent process, and no one will be left behind. And we'll come up with, they not preempt much now. But I'll say at the right time we'll give you a right.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.